Philippines is getting some attention among regional peers with over 100,000 COVID-19 cases reported. Greg Gregorio joins us live from Marikina to tell us the government's reaction to this. Greg, figures-wise, the Philippines is leading the coronavirus chart, at least in Southeast Asia. How are those in office, how's the admin taking this? A COVID-19 epicenter in the making, as everyone else is saying.
Sean, if you ask the health department, they'd say that labeling the Philippines as such would be quite unfair, considering the country's stride in COVID-19 testing. Although Health Chief Francisco Duque III agrees that all efforts must be done to sustain whatever progress the Philippines has accomplished.
That's unfair for them to say that.
This is Health Secretary Francisco Duque's reaction to reports tagging the Philippines as the new COVID-19 epicenter in Southeast Asia. An uncoveted title now accorded to the country after topping the rest of Southeast Asia in terms of COVID-19 cases, due in part to allegedly poor government response. On Thursday, the Philippines surpassed Indonesia and Singapore in terms of total cases. But according to Duque, data on each country's case per million population must also be considered. Should this be the measure, World Health Organization data would show that the Philippines ranks second to Singapore. Duque insisted that ramp-up testing plays a part in the country's ballooning infection count.
We increase our testing, we increase our contact tracing. So you really see that. Indonesia testing rate is 3 times less than the Philippines. Tingnan mo, we're testing more now than Indonesia.
Such is the case in Marikina, which according to Duque has bolstered its contact tracing. The city expects fewer daily cases by the end of the month as they get to trace 30 individuals per one positive patient. Add to that their daily testing capacity of as much as 800.
Dahil mataas yung ating ratio na yon, 1:30, ay mabilis nating nako-contain yung pagkalat ng virus.
The city is building an additional treatment and monitoring facility with 136 beds. Teodoro admits, though, that there's still transmission in communities.
Ang transmission nangyayari at the household level. Baka kailangan na rin magsuot ng face mask miski nasa loob tayo ng bahay natin.
The palace, for its part, stands by what they believe is the country's improved response to the crisis.
May mga nagsasabi na masama daw itong figura dahil tayo na nga raw po ang pinakamataas. Hindi naman po ganon. Ang ibig sabihin lang nito, alam na natin kung nasan yung kalaban nating COVID-19.
Sean, Secretary Duque said that even with close to 120,000 COVID-19 cases, our fatality rate remains low at 1.8% compared to Indonesia's 4.7%. Duque said it means that our case management for severe and critical cases have improved. Sean?
Right, Greg, but let's go beyond the numbers quickly. Did Secretary Duque express or tell you about some new strategy maybe that the government might be undertaking to contain the numbers or the increase in the numbers? Or was that all he said?
Sean, other measures that Secretary Duque mentioned earlier is the one hospital command system for the treatment of COVID-19 positives in the country, whether mild or symptomatic or severe or critical. Other than that, they are in close coordination with the local government units to closely monitor their localities in amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Sean?
All right, I guess we'll wait and see whether this new strategy of the OHCC does work out. Thank you very much for joining us all the way from Marikina. Greg Gregorio of TV.